This happened many years ago. I already put this episode behind me and tried my best to forget it. Sometimes when I think back, I still get the shivers. Many years back I was staying alone. Back then I was using iPhone 3GS. As you all know, when you leave the iPhone there, after a while it will auto-lock and show the unlock screen. I remember it was an afternoon and the weather was bright and sunny, everything was as per normal. I went to take a bath, and when I came out, from the distance of the kitchen to the living room, I saw the screen of the iPhone switch pages, but when I walked near it, it suddenly changed to the unlock screen. I didn't sense anything at first, I just thought maybe it's buggy, or there's something wrong with the battery. I brushed it aside. Be reminded I was alone, and also I had the password lock. Many days later, my friend suddenly called me and asked what's the matter. I told him it was him calling and asked me what's up. He said he saw my missed call. I checked my call history, and confirmed that his name wasn't in it. Then, I received a text message. He showed me a screenshot of his call history, and indeed, there was a missed call from my number. What the fuck? I thought, you gonna be kidding me? I just replied saying maybe my phone got a problem. Days went by, and I finally went to my service provider to ask about this. They gave me the what the fuck look and thought I was trolling. The problem started to get worse. Fast forward to few weeks later. I was messing with some stuff at home cause I was on leave, and when I faced a problem with my campus login, I looked for my phone to call the school. I tried to find my phone for 5 minutes but I just couldn't find it. In the end, using a landline, I called my phone, thinking the ringing tone will help me to locate it. When I turned to face the direction of the ringtone, I just felt every single hair on my body stood up and I froze. The ringtone came from the storeroom. And the problem is, it's been weeks since the last time I entered the storeroom, and to make it worse, the storeroom is locked with a number lock. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. My first reaction was to look around the house, to see if there is someone else. Next I immediately switched on all the lights in the house. I went into the storeroom with my back against the wall. The handphone was on the floor in the middle of the storeroom. This seriously creeped the fuck out of me. Back then, I was very religious, so I just keep chanting my prayers. I quickly grabbed the phone and ran out of my apartment without taking anything else. I called one of my Thai friend immediately as he happened to stay nearby. When he arrived, he asked if I was okay because I looked very pale. I told him what happened and he suggested I should seek a master's advice. We just went to the nearest temple as it's just a mile away. When we arrived, my friend asked the caretaker if any master was in today as we were here to ask for help, and it's urgent. I was very glad my friend was there as my Thai was shit. When we met the master, my friend told him what happened. The monk took a deep look at me, and said that I was being followed by a female spirit, and the spirit is now outside at the temple gate. The spirit didn't know me, but she's been residing in the apartment I was staying in for a long time. I know. Sounds like a damn Thai ghost movie. As I didn't speak good Thai, I asked my friend to ask the master for help. The story is not spectacular, as there isn't 10 monks sitting in a row trying to purge any centipede, nails, or fish hooks out of my body like in the movie. He just lit a candle, and told me to recite after him. He chanted slowly as I couldn't really speak Thai. The thing went on for about 10 minutes. Then he asked me to pour some sort of a water from a small container into a chalice, and asked me use the water from chalice to water any tree in the compound. After that, he told my friend the girl wants stuff to be done, but my friend didn't ask what, maybe is to burn things, I don't know. Actually, I didn't really want to know. I just told master what can I do as I am here to take a break from work and here to experience Thai culture. I am not ready for all these. The master seems very chill. He laughed and told me not to worry as she is harmless and asked if I have been harmed so far by her. To which I replied no. Upon hearing my reply, he just muttered some stuff to my friend. He then gave me an amulet, then told me to wear it. I wore it immediately and we left. Once outside, my friend said if I was really scared I could go bunk in with him, but I went his house before and it was very crammed. So I told him it's fine. I didn't know what to do. I was alone in a foreign place and such things happen. I told him just accompany me back to pack my stuff, just in case I wanna make a run to the nearest hotel to stay should anything happen again. During the taxi ride back, I asked my friend what did Master tell him. He told me I need to be prepared if I wanna know, and of course I just told him to say everything as I was confused and also helpless. He said the Master said the spirit would not leave because there are some part of her still within the house, and I asked what there were. He said her bone fragments, but do not worry as the spirit is that of a small female child and not vengeance ghost. I was speechless. I do not grow up in a place with ghost in my house and I could not think how would the monk and my friend think it is even okay for me to go back. But I did anyway. There wasn't a plan B and I didn't know what to do. I went back home and my friend left after a while when I was more settled in. After my friend left, I spoke in Thai to tell the spirit that I am here only for a while, and with my crappy Thai. I just hope she understand what I'm saying. Things didn't happen for another couple of weeks and I thought I made peace with the spirit. Maybe many will be puzzled, as why I didn't even try to ask the Master to chase the spirit away. Cause, I don't want to offend the spirit. I am only there for few months. I don't want the monk to put up a fight and chase the spirit away. Moreover, if he fails, I'm worried this might piss her off and ledge onto me even tighter. Maybe she might even follow me quietly wherever I go. And when I'm too far out of reach from any temple to seek help, she might come out again, and this time, she will be back with a vengeance. I don't want any trouble. I just hope she don't disturb me or don't make her presence known. Few weeks later, as I was on my way home, I bought a bag of cashew nuts, and as I reach home around evening, I was very tired. I just throw the plastic bag with the cashew nuts in it and I went off to take a bath. By then, I somehow got the incident behind me. The cashew nut comes in those big packet, and inside it, there are many small individually wrapped packet. When I was back into the room, I got a shock. The big packet has been torn apart and the individually small wrapped packet were thrown all over inside the room. My first reaction was, oh shit, not again. Angrily, I told off the spirit and said I don't want any trouble and I can't help her. I didn't sleep that night. My room lights remained switched on and I sat against the wall surfing Facebook. Soon later, I became more and more sensitive to those stuff like my hair suddenly stand and felt chills down my spine. The next day, I went to my Thai friend again, and once again he brought me to another temple, this time further north, around the outskirt of Bangkok. We consulted the monk, and again he gave me an amulet and did a blessing over me. This time, I somehow didn't have as much faith when I left the temple. Faith in the sense that there was no guarantee of my being not disturbed. After all, I wasn't harmed and all these small cheap thrills the spirit pull on me, the monk thinks it's a mischievous and playful ghost and meant no harm. I made further trips to more temples, including Chinese temple at Yaoalad. I even went up further north to Korat region and all with no help. But somehow, all these months of visiting various temples, I slowly began to like Thai culture. The Thai way of life and also their beliefs. It was when I relate my experience, and somehow exchange their knowledge on how they viewed such things that I began to accept more of their originally weird way of thinking. As time passed, I began to pity the spirit. This child might be here for 50 or 60 years, I don't know. If the occupant was less sensitive to their realm, and stayed there for 50 years, she wouldn't have anyone to talk to, or play with for that time. Anyway, one day it was Songkran, and we went out as a group to sightsee and chill out. When I was walking home, there is this pushcart selling chicken sticks, and I thought, why not I just buy one stick for the girl, and another stall was selling mango sticky rice, and so I bought those as well. When I got home, I just left it there and told her it was Songkran, and the stuff were for her. That night was peaceful. Ever since then, whenever I was in a good mood, or there were festive season, I bought stuff for her. Looking back, I finished my course and went for one more short course at Chula. One day, my friend suggested we go back to the temple and ask the master if the girl was still following me. When the master saw me, he said, "Good man." Puzzled, I asked why. He said the girl looked happier now, and I asked, is she still following me to the gate? To which he replied, "No, she is with us now, behind you." My hair stood up again, and my friend, also looked uneasy, sat up very straight. Anyhow, I asked master if he could ask the girl what does she want. The master just smiled and said, "She doesn't need anything, she is just playful." I didn't ask further why was she there, or what happened. I wasn't in the mood to play, and help her seek redress. During the course of these few months, whenever something happened to my phone or weird shit happening, of course, I would be scared, but somehow, after a brief moment like watching TV or doing assignment, I would forget about it, and soon after I was able to sleep with the lights off. There are couple incidences like, when I woke up, the toothbrush is already displayed at the sink with toothpaste on it. I was thinking if I came in 10 seconds earlier, would I see the toothbrush and toothpaste in midway like the Invisible Man movie? My more common encounter was sometimes when I fell asleep, I could hear kids' foot running around the house, but I'm sure it's just her, cause you can tell the difference if it's a bunch of kids. Another one which is quite freaky is sometimes when people stand close to you, you can feel they are there, like behind you or in front of you when you close your eyes. There are so many times when I almost fell asleep, but not asleep, yet, I feel there is a face directly in front of my face looking at me, but never once I dared to open my eyes, I just pretend to fall asleep. Of course there are many more occurrences. I'm just too lazy to type out everything. Basically, it's like having an invisible housemaid who would appear when you are not in that area of the house at that time. Ultimately, when I left the place to go to Chiang Mai for some other purpose, I hired a few monks and came to do prayers in that apartment on my last day there before I moved out. I hope she will find peace.